Happy Easter weekend to everybody. Hope you have a great time with your families. Good work today inside the scrimmage number 2. I thought defensively did a really good job in the early part of the scrimmage. Assignment sound, being in the right position, and then getting off the field on third down. And second half of the scrimmage offense put a couple things together. All in all, really good work, and a lot left for us here as we head into our last week of spring ball. So open it up.
Great. Then Austin. I know you haven't seen any tape, but just
Have not.
What do you feel like? What do you feel like you grew over this past week from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2 on both sides of the ball? Couple things.
Introduced crowd noise this week. Simulating playing on the road. I thought the quarterbacks operationally did a lot better job from day one until today. Same thing, offensive line, the communication, silent count. I think defensively and some of the things that we've added, I thought they grasped it really quickly and handled it well. They've continued to grow just fundamentally and within the scope of technique that's inside the scheme, but also just block destruction, tackling. We took a step offensively. I think up front we're continuing to grow in our ability to create movement, being better in our double teams, who's coming off, those types of things.
Josh, what have you seen out of Xavier Gillen through the first 3 weeks of spring that gives you kind of like some positive juice?
Yeah, well, it's a guy that's played some football, has familiarity with the scheme, had a really good offseason in our winter program. And then as we've continued to go through spring ball, I think he's flashed more and more the deeper that we've gotten into it. First and second down, really good at the point of attack. Not getting moved versus double teams. Does a good job using his hands. I've shown him a couple of times in our block destruction drill that we do up front. And then you look at some of what he's done in our pass rush. That's our pass rush period. It's also during team. He's showcased the ability to play on an edge and affect the quarterback.
Coach, with Georgia and Faison, obviously they have the ability to make impressive throws. Where are they at with their decision making? Are they stronger in one area than the other right now? What growth did you see from those two guys specifically today from the first round?
In general, I've been really pleased with their decision making, taking care of the football. There's been a couple of things. Where they've, maybe not seen it right, or as the play's broken down and had to move body in awkward body position where they haven't been as accurate or sound in the decision making. Collectively as a group, they've been really good. There's a couple things that each of them got to continue to grow in, but that's at spring ball and, through the course of summer and training camp too.
As a follow-up to that, has Faison been any faster than you thought he would be in terms of grasping and picking some things up? And I'm not trying to create one ahead of the other or anything like that, but as a freshman, has he?
Yeah, nobody will read anything into it. Yeah.
How well has he picked things up?
For a true freshman, getting here in January, 7 weeks off season, what we did, and then hitting the ground in spring ball, through today, he's been really sound in what he's done. I think the pass game, certainly, there's a lot on our quarterbacks in the run game too, and that's an area that at times can be the hardest part for our quarterbacks, but he's continued to progress in that. There's still a lot left for him and everybody in that room for us to be what we need to, but as a true freshman, certainly pleased with what he's done up until this point.
Coach, when you guys move out to the stadium, are you able to see when your players are you able to analyze the comfortability a little more out there? Or was there anybody today who you were just like, man, I've been excited to see them play on this field?
Yeah, all of our guys, 105 of them. Excited to see those guys compete. Practice is really important. This is as close as you get to true game day. All the coaches on the sideline, you got to operate. So you want to see how they function and operate. You want to see how they handle, a positive play, how they handle one that doesn't go their way too. The only play that matters is the next play. Creating that that mindset, that maturity to go play the next play is the first play and play it independently is really important, and learn how to play smart football. So a lot of positives from today. There's some things that certainly in all three phases we got to get better at too.
Austin and Riley. There's some Brames, a guy who's seen his role elevate, some departures and just, his natural growth as a player.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him for the first 3 weeks? And of course, he continues to grow. Obviously, everybody knows he's got to run routes and catch the ball, but even as a blocker, how's it going?
Yeah, certainly a guy that, because of what he did in high school, how he grew up inside of the game, very natural. As a route runner, understanding space, leverage, being able to go up in high point, big catch radius, created a big play today down the middle of the football field. He has definitely grown in becoming a complete tight end, being able to play in the run game and protectionally too. And so I've been really excited about what he's done. I think I said last time we talked too, that's a guy that missed a bunch of time with an injury coming out of high school a year ago. Certainly grew throughout the course of the season as he got healthy, got exposed to more things, but expecting him to play a lot of football and play at a really high level.
But there are a few coaches and ex-coaches around the league that have suggested that the current spring practice format is outdated and it needs to move to something closer to the professional level. Do you feel that at all, or do you like how it is currently?
I do like the opportunities that we get. I think your team is different. What you need to get out of it every year is a little bit different as far as how many veteran players that have played within the scheme. You still have to develop your young players. I like the opportunities that we get. You still get time with your players during the course of summer. That rule changed a handful of years ago. It's one. Do I like what we do? Yes. Could it move further back? I can see that too, but I certainly like the timing of what we're doing right now because of the amount of physical work that you can get. Some of that's in team where you got live periods, and then certainly you look at some of the fundamental and technique work that you got to get in what I call group work, where you're going to get somebody on the other side of the ball in a real setting. I think the timing of what we're doing right now gives you the ability to do more of that than if it moved, into late June.
You guys have been heavy in the portal in the secondary for depth and numbers and competition. What do you like about that group? What do you think you are in terms of who can help you, who can't help you? How do you feel about the group?
I feel really good about the group, the guys that we brought in through the portal. Young guys that we signed, they got real traits. And the guys that were here on campus that were young a year ago, some of those guys played a lot on special teams, the growth of those guys as well. Coach's best friend is competition. We certainly have that on the back end at every spot. I think they've grasped what we're doing defensively really well, playing assignment sound with good eyes. The communication's been really good, in general, really like what we're doing. There's still a lot left out there for us, but from corners to nickel to safety, I like what we have on the back end.
How do you feel about your pass rush so far, and Chaz Coleman in particular? How's this spring going overall?
Yeah, just in general, I think the pass rush has been good. That's certainly an area that, as we continue to go through the rest of spring and into training camp, point of emphasis for us. Being able to play with different personnel packages as we find out, who are our best, and making sure that we got those guys on the football field. Between just 4-man rushes, we've been able to apply some pressure, certainly in the scope of our blitz. Packages as well. It's been good. So we just got to continue to grow on that side of it. Certainly a point of emphasis for us as we finish out spring ball. So, all right. Thank you all.